Welcome back to your show and mine, Bobby Ramos Bottom Line, the YouTube channel. Today, big day. It's the 50-year anniversary, March 8th, 1971. The 50-year anniversary of the first Ali-Frazier fight. This is one of the biggest sporting events in sporting history, if not the biggest. I mean, when you can have an event that, first of all, that's why they got $2.5 million for this first fight, which was astronomical money back in the 70s. It's big money now, but even bigger in 71. Then it went to $5 million for the second and like $8 million for the third. That was because of the presence and the power of Muhammad Ali. And I got to give credit to Don King as well. Other countries wanted to get put on the map. They weren't just always, the first one is at Madison Square Garden. But then they fought in other countries that people never even heard of to put them on the map. Kings paid them a king's ransom for them to put their country on the map. Nobody knew Zaire, Africa, and the Philippines, that city in the Philippines where they fought at. But the biggest thing I don't care about the Super Bowl, the World Series, anything like that. The bottom line is, moral to the story is, the Vietnam War was going on in 71. They stopped the war for a day. The day of the fight, they stopped the war because everybody around the world wanted to watch this fight. Now, you tell me a Super Bowl that stopped the war. It just doesn't happen. These were two of the biggest personalities there was on the planet, especially because of Ali. But imagine this fight in today's world with social media. It would just be through the roof. But it was an honor and a pleasure for me. Me as a young kid, I never thought that I would get a chance to meet Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and Don King. And as you see by my studio all the time, I'm a big Ali. I'm an Aliologist. I'm a big Ali fan. But truth be told, I got to know Frazier even better. And I got to love him as a fighter and just as a person. I talked to him a lot more. Gained a lot of respect for him as a man. I mean, I always respected him as a fighter. But this was the super fight. When you see Frank Sinatra taking pictures for Life magazine, walking around like a little groupie taking pictures for Life magazine, that's a big deal. Everybody was there. Everybody was talking about it. It was a worldwide event, and you'll see with all of these pictures that I put up with this, it was just a magnanimous event that nobody will ever forget. And for you young folks who haven't seen it, please go to YouTube and watch this fight. These guys gave everything. These were ultimately two warriors who put it all on the line. And yes, Ali lost that first fight, and you see the picture when he got knocked down. He was never knocked out in his career. He was only put down a few times. Doug Jones, a lefty, early in his career, got him. And Chuck Wepner, I won't even get into because realistically he stepped on his foot at the same time and Ali pulled back, and that's how he lost his balance. But anyway, they count it as a knockdown. But these were two lions with a heart bigger than Madison Square Garden. And they just laid it all out there. Like Ali said after the fight, it was the closest thing to death that he had ever been through. Diana Ross was there, and it was a key moment because I've interviewed Angelo Dundee, the late Angelo Dundee, the trainer to the Stars and Muhammad Ali's trainer at that time. But Diana Ross was such a huge Ali fan. When Ali had lost the fight, he's in the training room, and he's sitting on the bench like I'm sitting here. And Diana Ross came in, and she was so moved and so upset about Ali losing. She got on his knees, on her knees. She got on her knees, and she wrapped her arms around his legs, and she just cried. She just cried. It was just a big event. Yes, and it was split down political lines. Everybody, people of color, all wanted Ali. White folks who were against the war, younger white folks, were rooting for Ali, okay? A lot more white folks were rooting for Joe Frazier, older white folks, because they wanted Ali's mouth shut up because he wasn't like Joe Louis. But nowhere near it. And it's just so funny to me, all the people over these years who loved Ali once he couldn't talk, once he got quiet. You know, he was the most famous person in the world. Without YouTube, without social media, he was the most famous person in the world. To see everybody all of a sudden when he got older and couldn't talk anymore because of the Parkinson's and stuff, then he became safe. Then he became a lot more marketable, which is a tragedy in itself. Got a stamp and all that stuff. Don't get me started with all that. But anyway, it's a big day. It's the 50-year anniversary of that super mega fight. I remember Mad Dog Russo from WFAN at that time has this book out, which I had read, The Greatest Sporting Events, and he listed them in order. And when I had him on the radio, I forgot what he had the Ali Frazier fight, whether it was 8th or 9th, but he had number 1, a damn horse race. I don't know if it was Secretariat. And I'm like, how do you put a horse in front of a human being? 2 human beings who shut down the Vietnam War, who took over the world. There was nobody in Africa and Asia who was worried about Secretariat winning the Triple Crown. Trust me. But everybody was concerned about the Ali Frazier fight. Everybody. 2 men. They were so much more than fighters. Yeah, they had their problems down the road. And folks, I'm going to have to cut myself because I can go on for this for about 4 days. They had their problems down the road. One of the pictures that you'll see here is side of Joe Frazier's gym. And that famous picture, which you also see, when Ali walked through Philadelphia, downtown Philly, and gained over 1,000 people like the Pied Piper and went to Joe Frazier's gym. And you see Joe Frazier peering out of his window, and he had mesh wire coming down the window, and Ali's outside with a throng of 1,000 people behind him. I was in there, and you'll see a picture. At that time, Joe Frazier was living in his gym up on the 2nd floor. And that picture, that was an interview I did. It was so long ago, I camcorded it. Yeah, I'm dating myself. I camcorded it. But I'll tell you more about that because we're at 8 minutes. But anyway, just a big day in American history, the 50-year anniversary of the Ali Frazier one-time super fight. No fight will ever match that fight. I don't care who it is. I don't get you. You can get these fake MMA guys to come out and all it. I don't want to hear it. Nobody can touch the magnitude of these 2 men, Muhammad Ali and Smoking Joe Frazier. So, thank you very much for tuning in today. Don't forget to check out my website, Bobby Ramos Bottom Line, and keep the clicks coming in. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope you like the content that I'm putting out. I'll be putting more out as we go along. I've just been going through kind of a busy period. But you all keep it real, keep it right. Come back tomorrow night, because you know what? I ain't through with you. Ha ha!